Thanks for starting your Monday with 9 News at 6. I'm Corey Rose.
And I'm Jordan Chavez. We've got a packed lineup of stories for you this morning, starting with a quick check of your weather and traffic outlook with Jaden and Erica.
Well, of course, we are going to see those cooler temperatures as you're heading out the door, but luckily things are going to finally start to warm up as we head into the afternoon. We're going to talk more about that in detail coming back.
Not mad about that, and it is your Monday morning drive where we usually start things off quiet. Couple trouble spots, though, that I'm going to tell you about coming up here in my full report.
And speaking of traffic, a major road closure could wreck your commute. 9 News transportation specialist Brianna Fernandez walks us through the details and detours.
Plus, pilots across the country were greeted by this ominous warning screen warning them not to take off. How this ties in with a deadly fiery crash that made headlines just days ago.
I don't really care what your political persuasion is, but you should really call your senator.
A pilot's pre-flight rant is now going viral as the government shutdown snarls air travel all across the country. But could the shutdown finally be coming to a close?
9 News reporter Courtney Yoon is following the slow progress in Washington, where the Senate is set to talk about government funding later today. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Corey and Jordan. The Senate voted 60-40 to move toward passing compromise legislation to fund the government. It was only procedural vote and hasn't passed the chamber yet, so it could be a while before the shutdown is actually over. A small group of moderate Democrats solidified a deal with Republicans without a guaranteed extension of health care subsidies. That has angered many in the Democrats caucus, who say Americans want them to continue to fight. Both of Colorado Senators, Democrats John Hickenlooper and Michael Bennet, voted against the measure, which would fully fund SNAP benefits through next September. It reverses some of President Trump's attempted layoffs during the shutdown and ensures federal workers receive back pay. It would also fund certain departments through next fall and include a continuing resolution to fund the rest of the government at existing spending levels through January 30th. Senate Majority Leader John Thune quickly endorsed the deal and called for an immediate vote to begin the process of approving it as the shutdown continues to disrupt flights nationwide, threaten food assistance for millions of Americans, and leave federal workers without pay.
There's been a lot of talk over the last several weeks on both sides of the aisle about the health care crisis in this country. And I'm thankful to be able to say that we have senators, both Democrat and Republican, who are eager to get to work to address that crisis in a bipartisan way.
We're not going to quit. There's not one person in the Democratic caucus who doesn't believe that we need health care for everybody. Everybody should have a medical home somewhere. Every single person in that caucus believes it, and everyone in that caucus, when we left the room, was united that we're going to continue working on this.
Democrats are settling right now for a promise that the Senate will vote on a bill to extend health care subsidies by next month. Allowing the tax credits to lapse will raise insurance premiums for millions of Americans. The Senate is scheduled to discuss the government funding bill today. After the Senate, this legislation will need to pass through the House and get President Trump's signature before the government reopens. That means we could still be dealing with flight issues and benefit delays for several more days. Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
All right, Courtney, thank you.
Now, if the government doesn't reopen this week, the shutdown could impact your holiday travel plans. A former FAA official says the longer the shutdown continues, the more likely it is that travel for the Thanksgiving holiday will be disrupted. There already have been plans to deepen flight cuts to 20%. The first wave of cutbacks already caused serious problems for travelers, forcing some travelers to sleep on their luggage after delays timed out crews in Atlanta. And new this morning, the FAA has banned most private jet flights out of DIA and 11 other major airports. DIA is also one of 40 airports facing commercial flight cancellations. There have already been 70 cancellations for today and more than 30 delays. Air traffic controller shortages brought on by the shutdown have caused delays and frustrations to flare, leading to this viral announcement from a Southwest Airlines captain.
I don't really care what your political persuasion is, but you should really call your senator. Right now, it's going to cost about 2 hours of our lives on the ground before we even take off. Spend all that gas, all that money. Last night, I had a 6-hour delay in Houston, and the weather was perfect. It's because the air traffic controllers aren't getting paid.
More than 4,500 flights were canceled during the weekend and more than 17,000 were delayed.
Circling back to weather with a live look over downtown Denver, we are off to a slightly warmer start to the week on the heels of a very chilly Sunday.
Right, Jaden, what's in store for us these next few days?
Really nice and warm temperatures. Your type of forecast, that's what you've been asking for, and that's exactly what you're getting for this week. So far, though, as you're heading out the door this morning, you definitely might need that light jacket. Temperatures on the cooler side. We're in the upper 20s as well as the low 30s. 32 degrees in Centennial, 30 degrees at the airport, 26 at Central Park. You see that beautiful sunrise so far. Sunrise is officially set to happen at 6:39 this morning. Here's your current temperatures across the entire state. Very chilly, especially towards the eastern plains. Temperatures just dropped 2 degrees at Lyman. You're at 15 degrees currently, 14 over in Kremlin, some teens and 20s in the high country, then also the low to mid 30s for the western slope. Luckily, though, we will start to warm up nicely, especially as we head into this afternoon. Live radar, really not much going on, and I don't have a lot of rain in my forecast the next couple of days, but of course it is that Sesame Street anniversary. Let's see what Oscar the Grouch, is that his name? Oscar the Grouch, yes, I believe so. 70 degrees is going to be the high for this afternoon, and we are tracking some changes on the horizon as we head into the weekend. So if you're missing the cooler temperatures, stick around for this forecast because you might like what's coming as we head into the weekend. Erica, how's things looking outside on the road?
Jaden, brand new problem just popping up right now. So we want to get you up to speed with your traffic impact commute. What we are following right now is a southbound I-25 wreck involving police activity. We just made calls in with Colorado State Patrol trying to confirm some more details, but I'm getting a look at this with all of you at the exact same time. Southbound I-25 near 84th. It's between Highway 36 and 84th Avenue. From what I can see, it looks like there's a vehicle facing the wrong way of traffic. See another vehicle here, and then I see flashing lights here around a vehicle possibly involved in the crash, or these are just a couple police cruisers. Fire crews out here blocking lanes. What I can see out here is that 2 open lanes, 2 left lanes are open and moving right now. So again, emergency crews, really pretty expansive stretch here in front of and behind the crash scene. Again, looking at this with all of you, it looks like this was likely the vehicle involved in the wreck. Unclear what happened out here this morning, and now that I can get a better glimpse, these are police officers, and right now I'm only seeing this one vehicle potentially involved in the crash. That doesn't mean another one fled the scene potentially, but again, southbound I-25 impacts approaching Highway 36, backing up already to 84th. So I do want to take you over to what this is looking like behind it. We're already immediately seeing a pretty quick slowdown on southbound I-25 here at 84th. Express lane is moving nicely, but everyone else not moving too quickly as they go from several lanes open down to 2. Again, we're making calls in to figure out exactly what happened out this way. This all happened literally within the last few seconds. We got the report and I was trying to make the map for everyone really quickly. So let's take you over to what this is looking like this morning. Again, police, forgive my typos because I was trying to just crank this out really quickly. But police activity reported southbound I-25 approaching 36, between 36 and 84th. We're already seeing a bit of a backup. I would probably say a 3 to 4 minute slowdown right now, but that is likely going to get worse as this continues. So we'll be keeping a very close eye on this for you. It's really the only major thing that we are, dealing with. However, we have another traffic alert for drivers this morning in Denver. Santa Fe is closed north of Alameda Avenue. Crews out there are working to replace the railroad tracks, and this is going to be ongoing for several days. 9 News transportation specialist Brianna Fernandez live in that area this morning. And Brianna, we're actually looking at a 5-day closure while this work will be completed.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So crews got here bright and early this morning around 4 a.m. and I've been seeing them walk up and down Santa Fe, so close, just north of Alameda Avenue. When I spoke to the Department of Infrastructure and Transportation here for Denver, they were telling me that they see around 21,000 drivers every single day. So you guys have to imagine how many people are going to be stressed out here along Santa Fe. Not only that, but we are also close to Alameda, where there's already another project happening, plus I-25. So again, this closure is going to last for 5 days until Friday, November 14th. So BNSF, they requested a full 5-day closure at Santa Fe and Cedar Avenue to replace the tracks. They say it's necessary to keep things safe for everyone. The Department of Transportation and Infrastructure says the official detour around the closure will take place west on Alameda and Federal Boulevard. Other ways that you can go around this closure, if you're on Santa Fe, you can either head north onto I-25 or turn around and head south onto Calumet Drive. Now, for those who take I-25, Dottie says you may want to consider using an exit other than Alameda. Right now, like I mentioned, there's already another major construction project happening on Alameda Avenue, so this is not going to be your best option.
To the right, we already have, which is east, we have an Alameda underpass project going there, so travel is reduced to 1 lane in each direction. The official detour route will take people west on Alameda to Federal Boulevard. So that's what people can anticipate if they come all the way in. They can get off on Alameda there, but there may be a lot of people also trying to do the same thing.
Again, that full closure is expected to last until Friday, November 14th, so this upcoming Friday, and crews say that they should be wrapping up around 5 in the afternoon, but again, that's after that afternoon rush hour traffic when people are trying to get from work to home, so this is going to be a headache for a lot of people, so just take it nice and easy, and of course, just be patient out here. For now, I'm live here in Denver. Brianna Fernandez for 9 News.
All right, Brianna, thank you. Denver's Department of Transportation and Infrastructure is moving forward with changes to make Alameda Avenue safer while also trying to ease traffic concerns from neighbors and businesses. Denver's Department of Transportation is tweaking the original plan. At first, they were going to remove a lane in both directions between Franklin and Lincoln. Well, now the city is going to convert a westbound lane into a center turn lane between Pearl and Humboldt. The eastbound side will keep 2 lanes. Other upgrades include new crosswalks, pedestrian refuge islands, protected bike lane markings, and a lower speed limit. Final designs are expected by next year, with construction wrapping up by the end of 2027.